Hi everybody and welcome back to Room 9, our region's largest classroom. My name is Miss St. Louis and I'm a teacher at Rogers Elementary School in the Mehlville School District, and we are located in South St. Louis County. Today I'm here to teach a reading lesson that's geared towards students who are in the 3rd grade, but all learners are more than welcome to join and explore with us. So let's get started. This week we are starting all of our warm-ups by learning about a new piece of figurative language. Figurative language is using words or phrases to mean something other than their literal meaning. So yesterday we learned about similes, and those are comparisons of two things using like or as. An example, the girls were like two peas in a pod. Today we're going to talk about metaphors. Now metaphors are also a comparison of two things, but we're saying one is the other. So we have to be really careful when we talk about metaphors and similes because they're very similar. Both are making comparisons. It's that key difference in the words. So when we're talking about saying one is the other, oftentimes we'll see words like is and are. Those are the kinds of words that we might see. So I'm going to show you some examples and then we're going to test our knowledge to see whether we can decide if it's a simile or a metaphor. So here are some examples. Well, I'll show you the first one. It's up here. He is a shining star. Is he really a shining star? No, so we can't take it literally. What we're saying is that he's very bright, right? He's excelling at what he's doing. So then there's some more. You ready for the next one? She is a busy bee. Have you ever heard anybody called a busy bee before? Yeah, we hear that sometimes. What do you think that means, being a busy bee? Yeah, it means that they're really busy. They have a lot of stuff to do. Doesn't mean she's actually a bee, but one thing we know about bees is that if we look at bees in hives, they're very busy. They're always working and doing things. They always have something that they're doing, right? So they're busy bees. So when we say that somebody is a busy bee, we mean that they're working very hard. Good job. All right, here's the next one. Her life is a roller coaster. Her life is a roller coaster. What might that mean? If we said someone's life is a roller coaster. Yeah, so what do we know about roller coasters, right? Roller coasters kind of have this up and down, they got to do loops, whole crazy motions, right? So if your life is like a roller coaster, it means it's got a lot of ups and downs and twists and turns, right? A lot of things are going on, okay? So a roller coaster in life might mean that we're saying somebody's life's a little hectic or a little crazy, right? Not a bad thing. Just means that there's a lot of changes going on in their life. All right, here's the next one. He is a night owl. He is a night owl. What might that mean? Yeah, so we know that owls stay out at night. They do all of their hunting at night. They go out, they fly, right? They're nocturnal animals. They're out at night. So if someone's a night owl, that means that they enjoy staying up at night, working at night, right? They're doing lots of things at night versus the day. Very good. Next, Maria is a chicken. Or we can say Ted is a chicken, or Joe is a chicken. What does it mean if we call somebody a chicken? Does it mean they're actually a chicken? No, what does it mean? Yeah, it means like they're kind of wimping out. They might be a little scared, right, to do something. So when we say that someone's a chicken, we don't actually mean that they're a chicken. We mean that they're kind of chickening out, right? They're kind of scared. They're kind of running away from something. Very good. All right, next one. You are my knight in shining armor. What could that mean? Are there really knights in shining armor running all around the place? I don't think so. I've never seen one. What do we know about knights? Yeah, knights are people who went out, right? They fought battles, they protected people, they were warriors, right? We can compare them to men and women that we have in our armed services today, right? People in the Army and the Navy. We have people in the National Guard and our Marines and our Air Force, right? All of those people are kind of like our knights of today. So if we have a knight in shining armor, right, we're referring to somebody who goes out and protects us, right? Might be somebody who sticks up for us if something goes wrong, right? A knight in shining armor is someone who came and protected you. Very good. All right, next up. The wind was a piercing arrow. The wind was a piercing arrow. What does it mean if something pierces something else? Yeah, it kind of sticks straight through, right? So can wind actually pierce you? Can it cut you in any way? No. But if wind feels like a piercing arrow, right, it means that it's really hard wind. Sometimes if maybe you're in places where there's bad weather, think about the wind that they might feel where there are hurricanes, right? That might be a piercing wind because it's very fast. Very good. All right, so now that we've explored metaphors a little bit, and yesterday we got to explore similes, today I'm going to give you some, and your job is to tell me, is it a simile or a metaphor? But before we do that, let's go over the definitions one more time. Similes are when you make a comparison of two things using like or as. Metaphors are when you make a comparison of two things by saying that one is the other. All right, so here's your first one. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. So if it's a simile, hold up a 1. If it's a metaphor, hold up a 2. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Very good. It's a simile because it's using like or as, right? As easy as 1, 2, 3. All right, next one. My teacher is a monster. My teacher is a monster. What do you think? 1 or 2? Very good. It's 2, right? We're saying that my teacher is a monster, right? She is that other thing. Very good. Next up. You are my sunshine. You are my sunshine. What do you think? 1 or 2? Very good. Now an easy way to check, right, is does it use like or as? No. So we're saying that it is something, right? Is, right? Are is another kind of form of is. You are my sunshine. You are this thing. Okay, very good. Let's do another one. Her heart is as cold as ice. Her heart is as cold as ice. What do you think? 1, simile, 2, metaphor. Very good. It's the simile, right? It's as cold as ice. Very good. You guys caught on to that key word there. Next up. Your room is a pigsty. Your room is a pigsty. What do you think? One or two? Very good. Number two, right? It's a metaphor. We're saying that your room is a pigsty. Keywords there. Let's do another one. George swims like a fish. George swims like a fish. One or two? What do you think? Simile, metaphor. Very good. One, it's a simile. We're comparing using that word like, right? Like a fish. Very good. All right, next up. All the world is a stage. All the world is a stage. What do you think that is? Very good. It's a metaphor, right? We're saying that the world is a stage. Very good. Last one. That apple is as big as an elephant. That apple is as big as an elephant. Or maybe, we'll see these soon, that pumpkin is as big as an elephant, because we'll start to see pumpkins a lot here coming soon. What do you think? Very good. It's a simile. We're using that word as, right? As big as an elephant. Very good. You guys did a great job finding and being able to tell the difference between similes and metaphors, because they're very similar, right? We're always comparing things. It's just how the words that we're using that make the difference. Excellent work. So, as I said yesterday, we'll see similes in the poetry that we're going to be reading this week. We're also going to see metaphors. So as we read some of our poems this week, keep your ears open and try and see, can you hear of any similes or metaphors that we're using? Remember, to find those, we're using and looking for those key words, like or as for similes, and we're looking for some of those is words with metaphors, is and are, right? We're looking for some of those types of words. So, good luck as you try and find them, and we'll get started in our poetry lesson. All right, so let's dive in with today's main topic. This week we are talking all about poetry. More specifically, we're talking about those sound devices we find in poetry. So yesterday we talked about rhyming and how rhyming patterns can help to create some of that rhythm in poetry. So we talked about rhyming, words like bear and hair, right? We see those at the end of lines, and then those patterns help to create that rhythm and that sound. Today, we're going to talk about another sound device. We're going to talk about alliteration today. So alliteration is when you repeat the same consonant sound. So remember, consonants are all the other letters in our alphabet that are not vowels. So vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. So all the rest of those letters that are not those are our consonants. So we're looking for the repetition of those sounds. That's alliteration. An example would be, Samson the studious snake slid down the snow-covered slope. So we hear that S, that consonant S over and over. That's alliteration when we hear that sound, okay? And so that alliteration, those words help to create that, that rhythm that we're hearing, the consonant sound being repeated over and over. So today I have some examples of alliteration being used in some poetry. So we're going to read those poems today and explore how that alliteration, how that sound device helps in this poetry, and kind of discuss why that author might have chose to use alliteration in their poem. So let's find our very first one. These poems right now I'm going to read to you are from that book, At the Seafloor Café. So we explored a few poems from here yesterday. We're going to explore a few more today. This first one is called Party Pappers. Bumblebee, troublebee, sponge-dwelling social shrimp, clack on one big claw to make trespassers stop, causing explosion, crustaceanologically. Ooh, that's a tough one. Crustaceanologically, filling the ocean with snap, crackle, pop. So we saw a little bit of some alliteration in this poem, right? Sponge-dwelling social shrimp, right? Causing explosions, crustaceanologically. That's still a very tough word. So repetition of some of those sounds. It's almost like some of those tongue twisters, right? We all know that when Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Kind of twist up your tongue a little bit with some of those sounds when you hear that. Makes it very pronounced, right? Bumblebee, troublebee, sponge-belling social shrimp, right? I'm hearing that S repeated over and over, right? So sometimes, right, authors will use this alliteration to bring a focus to some words, right? To create a smoothness, right? When we use those S's over and over, we're creating that smoothness from letter to letter, right? Helping with that rhythm, right? It's not as much as a start, stop, start, stop. It's more of a flow when we use this same sound. All right, so I do want to share with you the little facts about our snapping shrimp. Snapping shrimp are small, warm water shrimp that can clack their bigger front claw so fast that it shoots out a jet of water, forming an underwater bubble. The bubble collapses with a snap. Predators that come too close can be injured by shock waves. Prey, such as marine worms and small fish, can be stunned or even killed. When an intruder nears the shrimp colony, one shrimp snaps a warning, back off. Soon, others pick up the signal and join in the snapping to chase the intruder away. Pretty cool. All right, let's see. Here's another one. This one is called jellyfishing. So I want you to listen and see if maybe you can hear where there's some alliteration in this one. Small predatory fishes slink and hunt throughout the briny drink for a deep sea prey that hop and sink, their favorite wiggly treats. But up swim stealth siphonophores, long jelly rolls with wigglers. There's luminescent matadors turn hunters into eats. Did you catch there's a line in here where we have some alliteration? Did you catch it? Might have been kind of hard. It's where I messed up. This line of alliteration says, but up swim stealth siphonophores. Ooh, that's a tough word. You know, what's really helpful is for some of these tough words, they have written out the pronunciation to help us. So it's siphonophores. Let's try that one more time. But up swim stealth siphonophores. Long jelly rolls with wigglers. Those luminescent matadors turn hunters into eats. So we have that swim stealth siphonophores, right? So that SSS sound we're hearing over and over from that alliteration is in there. So just a little piece that time, right? So sometimes we see alliteration being used throughout the entire poem, right? With Sally sells seashells by the seashore, we're seeing that S sound in almost every single word. Sometimes authors just use lines that have alliteration, or it just pops up every so often, right? So those authors of those poems have a choice as to how they would like to do it because it makes a difference in the rhythm of the poem and the sounds that you hear. So they're making those choices on purpose. Let me share some cool facts about you. Siphonophores are colonies of marine animals related to jellyfish. Each part of a siphonophore is a specialized animal or zooid that can't live on its own. A Portuguese man of war is a siphonophore with 4 different kinds of zooids for floating, swimming, eating, and reproducing. Arena, a long, transparent, deep-sea siphonophore, can make its red bioluminescent stingers wiggle to look like the movement of tiny crustaceans. Sometimes scientists think small fish swim over expecting a tasty meal and end up becoming a siphonophore snack instead. Pretty cool facts there, huh? All right, let's see. We're going to switch books because because I got lots more and lots different books. So this is from the book Amphibian Acrobats. All right, so all of these books that I'm sharing with you have collections of poems. So I only share a few with you. All right, this one is called The Deep Freeze Artist. All right, so remember, we're looking for that alliteration, that repetition of that consonant sound. This frogsicle outwits Jack Frost with frog pipes full of antifreeze. Through frog eyes solid, all's not lost. This frogsicle outwits Jack Frost. Heartbeat breathing stopped, no cost, until spring rains wake sleeping trees. This frogsicle outwits Jack Frost with frog pipes full of antifreeze. What consonant sound are you hearing repeated over and over and over? That's right, it's that F sound, right? We've got words like frogsicle, frost, frog, the freeze and antifreeze, full, more frog, frogsicle. So we're hearing that F, the f, being repeated over and over again to create that alliteration, right? So that F sound is what is causing the alliteration. All right, I'll share with you some facts about the North American wood frog. Warm, moist climates are the perfect home for most frog species. Cold climate frogs must burrow into soil or pond mud to survive killing frosts. The only amphibian able to live above the Arctic Circle, the widespread North American wood frog, has a fancy trick to survive extreme cold. This daytime woods dweller can make sugary antifreeze in its liver. The antifreeze replaces nearly 2/3 of all the water between the cells in the frog's body. A few other frogs make antifreeze, but the wood frog is the champ. Burrowed in the winter soil with its antifreeze on board, the wood frog can freeze solid. It will stop breathing and its heart stops beating for weeks at a time. When temperatures rise, it can take up to 24 hours for a wood frog's body functions to come back online. This freeze-thaw cycle may happen several times during the cold winter months. When nearby vernal pools thaw, wood frogs fully defrost, and the loud daytime quacking of their meeting swim party begins. Pretty cool fact there, isn't it? I didn't know that about them. Did you? No. Frogs are pretty cool. All right, let's share a few more poems. So now I have some poems from another book. So this book is called Superlative Birds. So all the poems we're going to read now are all about birds. So far we've talked about sea animals, we've talked about amphibians, and now we're moving on to birds. All right. The Ghastly Pantry. A most surprising songbird is the shrike. Small scurriers had better stay away, or else they'll end up skewered on a pike. A most surprising songbird is the shrike. It darts down from its perch to make a strike, then decorates long thin horns with rotting prey. A most surprising songbird is the shrike. Small scurriers had better stay away. What consonant sound are we hearing repeated over and over? Oh, saying all these consonant sounds is getting my tongue twisted. What did you hear repeated? Very good, we heard that S consonant, right? In words like surprising, songbird, shrike, small, scurrier, stay, skewered, surprising, right? All of those S sounds together, that alliteration is helping to enhance that rhythm, right? Hearing that S over and over and over and over again. All right, let me share a little science note with you. Shrikes perch on open branches, wires, and ledges in North America, Eurasia, and Africa. In the world of birds, these songbirds may be smallish predators, but they keep the most gruesome prey collection of any bird. Most predatory birds eat prey when they kill it. They may bring portions back to the nest or spit up partly digested tidbits for their chicks. Some birds, including predatory birds, hide extra food, especially when food is scarce. When the northern shrike spots live prey, it plummets swiftly and often kills its quarry with one beak jab to the neck. Then this butcher bird adorns a thorny tree or nearby barbed wire with its catch. Dead rodents, small birds, reptiles, amphibians, or juicy insects. Hanging prey rats until it's soft enough for the strike small beak and claws to dig in. Delish. Many other animals store food too, and lots of birds eat food as they find it. So there's some new facts about the shrike, right? So today we explored a different sound device, and today we talked about alliteration, okay? And remember, that's the repetition of the same consonant sound, all right? So what we're looking for is that repeating of that sound, right? What we had today, we saw some F sounds repeated over and over, right? With frost and frog. We heard some S sounds repeated over and over with surprising and songbird and shrike. So that it's that repetition of the sounds. Later this week, we're going to talk about a different kind of repeating. So both of those will add to enhancing that rhythm of a poem. Remember, poems are kind of like songs in the way that they have a rhythm or a beat that underlies them. So when an author is writing a poem, or if you as an author are writing a poem, think about how the words that you are choosing are adding to that rhythm. Is there a possibility for you to use some alliteration, right? Whether it's just one line, as we saw in some poems, or repeated throughout the entire poem to help create, right, that rhythm, that pattern that we see as we read our books. I want to thank you for joining us again today, for exploring this poem with us today and exploring a brand new sound advice. I hope that you were able to learn something new, and I hope that you're able to apply it to your own poetry writing sometime in the future. But thank you for joining us. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you again next time when you join us here at Room 9. Bye guys, have a great day.
Teaching in Room 9 is made possible with support of Bank of America, Dana Brown Charitable Trust, Emerson, and viewers like you.